It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the full moon in Aquarius 2023 reading. Let's get into it. It's interesting because before I started this reading, I kept hearing, relax, don't do it when you want to do it, relax, don't do it when you want to eat. The light bulb fell. That's funny. Take that as you will. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising. Patreon everything. Just Jay everything. Patreon has everything. Gets everything first. Patreon.com/justjeverything. For free shit, check out my Instasham at justj_everything. TikTok at justjeverything. And for other dope shit that I do, my website, justjeverything.com. So, hydrate, light it if you got it. Y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and preface this. It's Leo season. I feel fucking ashamed of the fact that my nails are in the state that they're in, but I've been renovating my fucking basement. And I'm about to, what's being birthed, bitch, is worth this humiliation. I'm also done with acrylics. I'm getting one last white girl wasted, fake hot girl summer set. I'm going to cut them significantly. I just miss my hands. I miss like doing things. Like, I can do anything with what I have, but I just, like, I'm an Aries. Like, I need speed. I've learned the patience. I've saw God. I've asked for help. Like, lessons learned. I want full fucking access to my hand. I broke my thumbnail, and now I've been, like, using it on my phone. It's like, oh, my God, it feels so interesting to have, like, my nail, like, my full thumb on my nail. On my phone. Like the full contact. It's funny. Ooh, I like that for the full moon in Aquarius. Full contact. Contact is also my favorite Alien movie. So go check that out. Shout out to fucking Jodie Foster, Matthew McConaughey, fine ass. Both of them fine as fuck. Anyway, full moons are a period of release and to let go so that you can receive. Let go so that you can reap your harvest. And I feel like this is a big one about endings, about letting stuff go. Aquarius is your hopes, your wishes, your friends in high places, and it's your community. And the collective. Aquarians are the freedom fighters. They're the innovators, the humanitarians. And I just feel like this full moon in Aquarius on August 1st, it's going to set some shit right. It's going to reveal. And I just feel like there's okay, like done, deal, solid. But where does that full contact come in? For some of you, there may be just like a deeper relationship to intimacy. Yeah. That's coming in. Not intimate. No, anyway. There's maybe there is a new relationship to like nakedness and a new stance, a new like confidence in your body that you're building, or that can be built. 4:20 on the clock. I saw it. Why not? I saw it. Why not? The thing is like, I just felt it. It's like this clear slate. We kick off August with like, and this full moon is ushering in like the clearing of a fucking slate. And, it's like, let it go. Aquarius is the star card in Tarot. And the star card is, if anything, about surrender. About like receiving. Like your ability to receive information, your ability to allow your knowing to be upgraded, your ability to interact with the divine, your ability to be naked, your ability to be comfortable in your nakedness, be comfortable in your knowing, be comfortable in vulnerability, be comfortable finding the beauty in that. Really letting your freak flag fly. And I feel like you do that with, it's like we're in a place where we're doing it with ourselves, not with other people. Like really being our whole selves with ourselves so that we can, it's almost like practice. Like practice getting whole and intimate and comfortable and confident with you, within yourself so that it just is natural when you're out with everybody. Anyway. This full moon is happening at 12:31 p.m. Mountain Time, 2:31 p.m. Eastern Time. And it's happening at 9 degrees Aquarius, darling. And you know I'm going to hit you with the handy dandy Inside Degrees by Elias Lonsdale. And I'm going in this blind with you guys. 9 degrees Aquarius. I really don't. I really dislike. He has them in order of their axis. Like their axis. So Leo is right next to Aquarius because it's the Leo Aquarius aspect. I really like this. And he like doesn't start with Aries. Maybe that's why I don't like it. But it's just like make it make sense. It's the order of things. Where first? Sorry. Maybe. Okay, so this is a little bit of a long one. He describes the ninth, Elias Lonsdale's description of the ninth degree of Aquarius is violets blooming by the barred windows of a dungeon. This man. I love me an author. Anyway. The old, past-centered facets of life are predominant in this world. Those who take on the thought patterns of this old earth find themselves immensely trapped in time and space, and in physical form most of all. I'm gonna read that again. Those who take on the thought patterns of this old earth find themselves, not this old earth like as in country, I feel like this old earth, like as opposed to the new earth that we are establishing. Those who take on the patterns of this old earth find themselves immensely trapped in time and space and in physical form most of all, because all of the rapture, all this shit, there will be, like, it's an ascension. Like, we will be vibrating at, certain people are going to be vibrating at a fucking different frequency. And that's what I mean, stuck in physical form. Like, when you have the ability to, like, really shift your vibration and shift your frequency and how you're, like, showing up. And especially with these pole shifts that are coming in. I'm talking about people walking through walls and shit. Anyway, that's already happening in Africa anyway. It's been happening. Yet, in the very midst of thinking and operating in this rationalistic way, you are subtly and secretly fostering a great wealth of new earth consciousness, of fresh ways of seeing. There's hope. By relentlessly exposing yourself to the rigors and consequences of the mentally based world, you can come to that edge where the way to liberation becomes so sharp that the deeper seeing comes up to give you space and breathe. I gotta read that again. He loves a run-on sentence. By relentlessly exposing yourself to the rigors and consequences of the mentally based world, you can come to that edge where the way to liberation becomes so sharp that the deeper seeing comes up to give you space and breath. It is quite a process to live between cycles, bridge divergent worlds, and feel the necessity of keeping it all going. It is quite a process to live between cycles. That's what I feel like. Damn, thank you. I just felt like that sentence exactly was for me. Because so much of what I do, I'm like not always fucking here. Like it's hard. There's something, and like those of you who are diving into energy work and dabbling in the metaphysical and all this stuff, like to get to, like, there's levels to this shit. And like how easy is it for you to get out of the way and allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to be a vessel for the divine. It is quite a process to live between cycles, bridge divergent worlds, and feel the necessity of keeping it all going. But truly, the soul is witnessing each dangling moment and preparing to go free when the season is right and the prison doors open of themselves, as the karma is completed and the unknown calls you onward. Motherfucking right. That sounds like a Revolution 9. That's what I'm saying. 9s are endings. Endings, baby. This is like the end of an era. I'm telling you, Pluto going into Aquarius come September. September 2nd, 2024, Pluto will be back in Aquarius. He's going to retrograde back into Capricorn again, but he doesn't start his full transit in Aquarius until November 2024. And this is the end of an era. But truly the soul is witnessing each dangling moment and preparing to go free when the season is right and the prison doors open of themselves. Ain't nobody gotta come and unlock the door. Something happens, you tap in, and the doors free of themselves. The doors open. The locks dissolve. No one needs to come and unlock or open the door, do shit for you. I feel like what's happening is like the ending of this hyper independence, hyper individualism, and that's coming from an Aries, you know what I mean? So there is something about like, yes, you like on your own you can get there faster, but like when you're doing it with family, when you're doing it with friends, when you're doing it specifically really with your chosen family, you get further. We get further together. And I'm not going to get all kumbaya, but let's be real. We are a biologically social species. We need each other, especially when it comes to seeing our shadow and seeing the fullness of our darkness. The prison doors open of themselves as the karma is completed and the unknown calls you onward. And it's funny because this is Aquarius and the next is Pisces, and Pisces is the unknown. And so Pisces is just there like, pulling that energy, pulling us in. Get deeper, let shit get weird. And so I am pulling from the Star Seed Oracle. And I'm going to get a few messages from this deck. And then I will be clarifying with the Light Seers Tarot. So, like I said, hydrate, light it if you got it. Speaking of, pray with smoke in my lungs anymore. We all saw me get that message quite clearly. Shout out to those who remember the OGs. Y'all, I am so in love. This makes sense. This is relevant. And I love that it's Leo season. And I feel like I'm talking about myself a lot because I am. But the opposite of Leo is Aquarius, and Aquarius is community. And so it's like, by way of this thing that I initiated, I'm so in love with like the community that like I'm helping to like create. And like I just feel like I'm really trying to create a safe space for us fucking weirdos. And that's all that I care about. Creating a safe space for us weirdos. Making that safe space as big as God needs it to be. Getting myself in the position to really make an impact on homelessness in Salt Lake City. And starting with that, because I've seen and experienced homelessness, but that shit is different in Florida than it is in a city or a state with seasons. And I just feel like that's something that I, in my heart, want to contribute back. That I want to like give back. And I feel like everybody should allow themselves to like dream bigger, bitch. Like, I'm gonna fucking edit in that video after this reading. There is this like, I don't know. And I just love my Spartan Spirit Squadron. Shout out. I love you guys. Like, you don't know you're healing me just as much as I'm helping, facilitate this information to you. And like, I will never say that it's me. I'll never like claim whatever, I just allow myself to be a fucking vessel. And it's been the best thing I've ever done in my life. Yesterday, somebody in a session asked me, what's your favorite reading about, or what's your favorite part about reading, or about what your work? And I was just like, talking to God. I just like talking to God all day. That's what I be doing anyway, so I might as well like get paid for it. I might as well like share this like information, the connection. I might as well like help people, like tune into their connection to the God of their understanding, and never in any way imposing my specific beliefs on them, because what my spiritual situation allows or prohibits me from doing or not doing does not have to shit to do with y'all. So shout out. Anyway, and the sooner that we can all come to agreement on that, the sooner society will stop being like, it's always gonna be, there's for if there's light, there's got to be dark, but it doesn't have to be this fucking crazy. But I need you all to know the polarity. If the notice that all of this like influx of darkness and all this shit is purging, it's because we are capable of such fucking light. Aquarius, the star, the prison doors. will open of them fucking selves. And we gotta let ourselves start like believing in the miraculous, because our existence, you taking a fucking breath, the conditions being perfect for everything aligned. Oh, just because science is just the language of the divine. And I can't wait until they start to like finally like acknowledge the correlation between the two. It's like one comes from the anyway. Spirit, did I pray? Leo season, I swear. Ah, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for our safe space. So that my benevolent ancestors can come in. Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, thanking you. The most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for this full moon in Aquarius. 2023. Hydrate. I'm pulling from the starseed. How are we already 20 minutes in? I'm not sorry. I just want to go eat. Oh, what do we need to know? Thank you, thank you, thank you for filling us with divine love, divine light, divine wisdom, divine darkness, divine understanding of the balance that is needed to be masterful with the two. Thank you for the divine tools. Stop. The first card said, and I just saw 2227. 27 is my lucky number. Or I don't, well, it's my favorite now. I'm going to let it be lucky. I'm going to stop saying that. Aquarius is the star. Excuse me. And the star is about wishes coming true. And that number has stuck with me for a while, like since fucking my senior year of fucking high school. And, I always say, like, I don't know, it's my lucky number, but lately I've been like, maybe it's just my favorite number, I'm not sure. But let things be lucky. Let yourself see the signs. Let yourself receive information. It's crazy. This first card out says Star Brothers. Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust, and then surrender to the sweetness. Venus energy, pure joy, make love to life. Y'all, I literally said the word surrender. And then been talking about the star. The star card is Aquarius. I'm going to read this out of the book because not everybody is familiar with Horus energy. Horus, the Egyptian, I think it's Egyptian owl god. Horus, the Eye of Horus. There's so much. There's so much to consume. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed with like information loading. I feel like study something and allow yourself to process it. Allow yourself to like, is this something that needs to, is this something that is like, is there a behavior that I need to alter? Is there a knowing? Is there a mindset I need to alter based off this portion that I've learned? You've got to make room and have time for integration. So Horus, Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust. I'm going to try to, goodness gracious, here we go. There may be somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements coming in, specifically Aquarius, or Pisces. I also feel like there may be somebody brown skin, there may be somebody like a different ethnicity than you. Nice, it turned right to it. Yes, synchronicities. Allow it. Allow it. Shit's gonna get weird. And I keep saying that, and we've been saying, like, now aliens have been confirmed and shit, like, okay. You're more protected than you can imagine. In the name of the Most High. It's safe to open the back of your heart. Ooh. You're being called to be open to receiving a new level of support now. Come through, Aquarius, with the community, with the friends and the friends in higher places energy. You're being called to be open to receiving a new level of support now from those in your life and from the benevolent beings you're connected with. Yes. Through ancestral patterning. Sorry, I was just like, I've been talking to y'all for a while now. Let's like, okay, what are we doing here? Anyway, through ancestral patterning, current life traumas, and past life karmic impressions, many of us have, sorry, I'm reading in the dark here. Many of us have become mistrustful and suspicious of loyalty and have blocks when it comes to receiving support. I was just talking about this today. And my friend Ra, shout out to Ra, one of the loveliest is there a better human? Anyway, I was like, because I'm renovating my basement, I'm doing it all by myself, and it's a lot. It's way more than I expected, and it's just like eating up my body in a way that I didn't expect, eating up energy. I like that I said eating up my body, because I imagine that as I was doing that, it was eating up fat cells. I like that. Anyway, and she was like, I know you want to do it by yourself, but, you know, like, don't forget to ask for help. And I did ask for help, and the people that I asked for help were unavailable to help me. And it's like, did I subconsciously ask those people that I knew weren't going to show up, or like, do I just not have that many friends here? Anyway, or do I have that many friends here and I just feel uncomfortable with receiving support? A good question to ask all of us. Some of us may be in a position where like, nobody shows up for me, or I do everything for anybody, for anybody, and nobody does anything for me, and there just may be like a need to kind of like check yourself, or check your entitlement, or check our capabilities, check our like levels of gratitude. We've learned that we need to go at life alone. That is not safe to let our guard down and our heart open. That the world isn't a friendly place. The Star Brothers want you to have a new experience of life on Earth. They want you to feel deeply secure and safe, even if you're going through a difficult time. They want you to hand over your fears to them, to see them as opportunities to let in more love. We've been talking about trust in God, yo. Trust in the God of your understanding, whatever the fuck that is. Whatever name you have for, God, and it doesn't have to be one of the Abrahamic, religions, but if you're going to believe in something, I suggest you trust it. And put, like, at some point, faith becomes a verb. And you got to put your feet to your faith. They want you to feel deeply secure and safe, even if you're going through a difficult time. They want you to hand over your fears to them, to see them as opportunities to let in more love. They're guiding you to stay open to receiving a greater level of support than you can ever imagine, both in this world and beyond. To call in your team of loyal protectors and supporters, both physically and energetically. They want you to learn to soften through life's ups and downs, and to learn to open your heart, especially when it most wants to harden. Soul Seed Inquiry. How can you open yourself up to receiving more support? Wow. I just feel like you allow yourself to soften. You allow yourself to call in what you need to call in. And I just feel like your variation of paradise gets to come in. But also we all gotta work on, like, what we allow ourselves, like what our promised land is allowed to be, what we feel like we deserve to have. Like, you know, we all have, I feel like everyone watching this, like you've been working to like figure out and or establish like your dream in some sort of way, and it just feels like it's time to like get delusional with your shit, you know, as J. Cole says. Like, so this Star Brothers energy, I also feel like there's new friends coming in. Please clarify, Star Brothers. New friends coming in, new people that you like these are people worthy of you being loyal to, worthy of you investing in. And it's going to put you in a position, this came out on its side, it's going to put you in a position where I feel like not only are you seeing this full moon, that's what I'm telling you, that's when seeds germinate. These are the new moon seeds. Whatever intentions, whatever you set in motion, whatever you initiated during the new moon, it comes to the surface and starts bearing fruit, starts like taking form during the full moon phase. And I feel like there is something about taking your eggs out of some basket and putting it into another. That may be financially, that may be with your job, that may involve somebody with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements. That may involve like redecorating. I just feel like there's something about the fruit of your labor showing. Like the patience is paying off. I feel like you are building something strong, and it's taken so long. Ooh, it's taken so long because and I just saw 3333. It's taken so long because you had to establish really unfuckwittable roots, baby. And I feel like the divine has really removed a lot of people that were tampering with your root system. Like removing people that would have, I feel like, ooh, like some of y'all, people were removed from your path because they would have tampered with your fucking root system. They would have kept you in survival mode all the time. They would have kept your nervous system unregulated and freaking the fuck out all the time. Please continue for Star Brothers. There's this just awareness. Also, I feel like some of you, your divine counterpart is coming in. Someone that, like, I can love you like that. I don't know, I just heard, I can give you the world. It's in heaven and earth if you were my girl. I think that's something for some, fuck, how do I not remember? All I need show you the, it's always when I'm looking for it, I can't. If you give me a chance, I can love you like that. I you like that. I can love you like that. Wow. The devil just came out, and then the fool's on the bottom of the deck. And some of you, ooh, there may be some really tempting offer. I also feel like there's someone, be careful, Venus retrograde. Be careful of like what you commit to during Venus retrograde. You know, I don't feel like, unless you have already like started, like planted roots in something, I don't feel like it's like the best time to like initiate, like, at least, it's like, if this has to do with money or an investment, I don't feel like it's the best time to invest frivolously, but you can like invest in something by way of doing research, by way of putting in your time. But I also feel like be careful, because the devil could be like procrastination. That's Saturn, and Saturn is retrograde in Pisces. So I feel like the divine is revealing to you the ways that you procrastinate, the way that you maybe mismanage your money, the way that you're impatient, the way some of us have been like ungrateful in some sort of way. But I do feel like some of us, there is something like, especially if you have Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements, I feel like you are finally like, but acquiring a certain level of awareness that is like revealing like the prison doors on your power. And I just feel like you're coming into yourself, you're coming into like your knowing, you're coming into your excellence, you're coming into your mastery, you're coming into greatness. And I feel like we all learn by way of the temptation. We learn by way of darkness. There's so much, you know, the devil can be like sex, drugs, and rock and roll, but it's also power. It's also free will. And I feel like he's like holding puppet strings. And so I feel like you learn so much from these people who controlled you or were controlling or had some weird investment in you. But now I just feel like there is this awareness, this brand new, like you're letting go of what held you back. It's like the grudges, the why did they do this? Why did they all, it's like getting free of that, being able to let it go. Like trust fall. This isn't like diving off the cliff. She's in a trust fall backwards. And it's funny because this word, it says trust. The last word on here is trust. And I feel like you're learning how to trust in this new beginning. The Fool is actually an Aquarius card. This is Uranus. And I feel like this is the divine reset. There is this new, fresh energy, all this new potential. And I feel like there will be signs and synchronicities and like, aha, undeniable, like some of you allow yourself to, or you're allowed to witness something miraculous, or angelic or of the divine. And I feel like you know who and who you cannot talk about it with. There is some sort of like a paradise. I do feel like there is like a gear shift also in like what direction you think you're going into. Please clarify, surrender to the sweetness. Venus energy, Venus is retrograde in Leo. And so it's time to reevaluate pleasure, reevaluate joy, reevaluate why you're not making love to or fucking the dog shit out of life right now. Excuse my language, but like, you know, there's what's going on. And we all have to answer that question. We all have different answers for that. Ten of Wands reverse, Eight of Pentacles, and Judgment. Yeah, this feels like working smarter, not harder, like avoiding burnout. I feel like surrender to the sweetness, surrender to divine timing. I have affirmations. I say it's like I have to do like 3-6. I try to do the 3-6-9 method, but I surrender to success. I surrender to wealth. I surrender to divine timing. And saying it 3 times in the morning, saying it, 6 times in the afternoon, 9 times at night. I do feel like there is something here about the work, like the work to reward ratio is changing, and it changes, like, I feel like some of us are going in a different direction, and I feel like we're not really, it's like the path is being revealed. This image, there's just like this lonely path, and I feel like it's the end of the lonely path. Some of you are being called to work from home. Some of you are ready to go back into the office to like interact with people. And the way that they're looking over at the Ten of Wands, I feel like you get to a place of accomplishment. You get to a place of being able to do all the things you want to do, being able to really manage your time the way that you want to manage. I feel like you're learning multiple things, like learning so many different things. Or that's where maybe that information loading came in, where I feel like we've been like cramming in. And I feel like that curiosity is still being piqued. And there is something about like starting to just like read more, study more, observe and like executing action, and putting that energy towards how can I what can I start doing that I'm receiving more, or receiving what I need, but I'm not exerting all of this energy. And I feel like it has a lot to do with, or I'm not exhausting myself or burning myself out, or constantly moving around, or constantly uprooting myself, or constantly uprooting the family, or changing the family dynamics. There's something about really looking at your cycles when it comes to your physical, spiritual, financial decisions. And with Judgment coming out, there's this call that you need to be like listening to. You need to be in tune with your fucking star player. And start listening to your spirit, because you're a spirit having a human experience, and your spirit needs to be in the driver's seat. Not your logic and not your emotions, because they're subjective. And with practice and patience, you can acquire like dominion or like power over those things. You absolutely can impact like the way that you think. And it's time to sit down, for us all to sit down and get more masterful with our mind, so that we can get more masterful with our words, and therefore making sure that we're speaking life into our situation, and that we're in a space of like consistently feeling aligned. Consistently, like, and even when things don't look like they're or don't feel like how you think they'd felt, or if that's a part of this, I surrender to divine timing. Like, the sooner you surrender to it, the sooner that you can just enjoy the ride. And I wish you that. I pray that for you. Enjoy the ride. Relax. Don't do it. When hydrate, light it if you got it. I love you. Bye.
No bullshit. I swear, I just came outside after I finished filming that, and I'm smoking a cigarette, and I saw a shooting star. We've been talking about fucking stars. No bullshit. I didn't even wish for it. I went to make a wish, and then I was like, nope. You know what? I already have faith. Aquarius, a star card. And what I've wished for, I've worked for, and it's coming in. And so I just said, fucking thank you. Thank you for the sign. Thank you for just the beauty. Just seeing the earth do the shit that it does. It's really, really cool. I hope that more of us will allow ourselves to enjoy the 3D and reality that we're in. because when, you know, it's time to untether from it, you will have fully fucking lived Leo season. Go for the fucking gold. Shoot your shot, baby. Live life to the fullest. I love you. You got this. We got this.
Bitch, you think it's small. We need to be thinking big. You need to be thinking big, bitch. You need to be thinking big, bitch. Think big, bitch. Bitch, you think it's small.